Good morning, everyone. Carolina Gilcapi here from State Adventures, hopping on to tell you all about the magic of Peru for 2027. I'm going to share my screen. I hope I can take just a few minutes of your time to tell you about this wonderful trip to Peru in South America so you can discover Machu Picchu, the Amazon jungle, and so many other wonderful gems. So this particular trip is for September of 2027. So we have plenty of time to plan and put it on the calendar. The Amazon jungle has just a handful of really beautiful cruises. These tend to have just a limited amount of cabins, so planning ahead, especially for groups, is key. So for September of 2027, I have a beautiful cruise that has enough cabins for everyone. So let's see what it would look like. First, we're going to fly from your city to Lima, Peru. This is the international airport. This is where my team will be there to pick you up from the airport and take you to downtown Lima so we can spend 2 nights in this beautiful city and explore a little bit. A little bit about traveling to Peru. You don't need any vaccinations. Even when you're going to the Amazon, there's nothing that's required. You don't need any visas. All you need is your passport, so it's very easy to travel. Also, really important to keep in mind that when we fly to Peru, we fly south. So there is no jet lag. There's really a very minimal time change, maybe an hour or two. So there's not a lot of time that's needed to kind of recuperate after traveling. For example, from Florida to Peru, it's about 6 hours. So it's a very easy hop and a jump, and you're there. So once you arrive, I chose the Suma Hotel. The Suma Hotel is a five-star property. It is in Miraflores, is oceanfront views, a rooftop pool, and a really great vibe. Very fresh, very clean property. A great place to kind of unwind. Lima is an old city, but it is very modern, very metropolitan. So this hotel really fits with the city's vibe. So when you arrive, we're going to take you there. Most flights arrive in the evening, so you're going to rest, unwind, spend the night. Wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and you will see BLBLD. That stands for all the meals that I've already included for you. If you see a meal that's not included, we're going to tackle and discuss why. But really, if you're in the middle of nowhere or you're doing something fun, I like to include the meal so you can have some beautiful local traditional food. But if there are beautiful opportunities to eat in restaurants or in your hotel, then I will leave it alone so you can enjoy a la carte menus as well. So in Lima, after breakfast, we're going to pick you up and show you the best of Lima, which is the old town, the new town, the Miraflores Lovers Park that's right on the ocean. Of course, you will see the main square and all the highlights, but we will also tackle some little places that maybe others miss, like Larco Museum, which is a traditional, very tiny mansion that's been redone into the #1 museum in Peru. We will have a pisco sour experience here where you'll learn how to make piscos, and we will have a beautiful lunch here in the gardens of the museum. The museum has lots of little surprises for you as well, so I hope that you enjoy it. But Lima itself is home to some of the best restaurants in the world. In fact, three of them are in this city. So I leave the evening at leisure because if you are foodies and you would like some reservations like at Central, which is the #1 restaurant in the world, let me know. And if we book ahead of time, we can get some tables and something really fantastic for you here in Lima. And after 2 nights in Lima, we're going to go off to Cusco. It's a flight that's about 55 minutes, so very short. We're going to take you to the airport, fly to Cusco. And now we are experiencing high altitude. This is the first time you're going to be in high altitude on this trip. So it is really important to plan your trip according to the steps of the altitude. I have been specializing in travel to the Andes for the last 20 years. I have been to the Andes and the region in South America over 50 times. So take it from me that we want to acclimate slowly and in a smart way. So what we do is when we pick you up from Cusco, we don't sleep in Cusco, we sleep in the Sacred Valley. Sacred Valley is this magical countryside split between Cusco and Machu Picchu. So you're already heading towards your main destination, which is Machu Picchu, but it is a hub for cultural interaction, for Inca ruins, villages, markets, so many things to discover, as well as outdoor activities like hiking, rafting, and all kinds of things that we can enjoy on horseback, on biking, whatever it is that you would like to do is possible here in the Sacred Valley. I personally put together an itinerary for you for 2 nights in the valley to experience just a little bit of everything and also to acclimate slowly because you want to be fully rested and ready for Machu Picchu because Machu Picchu requires you to feel good and climb a lot of stairs all around the ruins. But when you arrive in the Sacred Valley, we're going to show you a little bit of everything like Chinchero, Maras, Morai. These Inca sites are places that do not require any strenuous activity because you're just landed, you're just acclimating, but they are breathtakingly beautiful. So it's great for photography. It's great for stretching your legs and walking around a little bit without being exhausted. So we're going to visit them. We're going to go to Unu, which is a very special place that we open by reservation only. And this is where we have a beautiful lunch for you. You're going to have archaeological complex of Chinchero just on the side. So you have beautiful views. And then check into your hotel. So Inca Terra Hacienda Urubamba, one of my favorite hotels in the valley here because of the location. This photo does not lie. It is completely surrounded by the Andes Mountains. Beautiful, beautiful views. This is a small property. It is the #1 property in the Sacred Valley and sells out months and months in advance. So if we want to keep this property, we definitely want to plan ahead. But I have other ones in my back pocket if we need to change dates or anything like that. But the Inca Terra is great, and we will have dinner there simply because we're in the countryside. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere else to walk around to another restaurant. So I include dinner for you, and that way you can meet the chef here, which is fantastic. And the next day we wake up and we see some more sites of the Sacred Valley. The whole idea of spending 48 hours in the Sacred Valley is so your body can acclimate to the altitude in a safe way. So here we will visit some cultural sites. We will go to Ollantaytambo ruins. So I like to mix all those bucket list items, really famous places that people know about in Peru and want to visit, along with places that you might have not heard of, like coffee plantations and tasting the Andean elixir and doing a Pachamanca ceremony for lunch, which is food that's cooked like the Polynesians do. The Andeans do it as well under hot rocks. So that will be a beautiful lunch. And then, of course, Ollantaytambo. And we will go to a chicheria, which is really, really exciting in the Sacred Valley. Some magical things come out of corn in this region, and chicha is one of them. And this is like a local beer. So you will get to taste some things along the way and visit villages and go to the market and meet with local people. The whole idea is to really expose you to the beauty of Peru that is in the heartland, which is the countryside. And September 18th, we are off. We're leaving Sacred Valley behind, and we're getting on the Vista Dome train. It's a 2-hour train ride, and we're arriving to Machu Picchu. There are 3 different trains running to Machu Picchu because we are already in the Sacred Valley and halfway to the ruins. I suggest the Vista Dome. It has glass dome ceilings. They serve a snack, very comfortable leather chairs. It is a great way to get there without having the really luxury train, which is probably $1,000 more. And they serve brunch on board. So just let me know what you think about it. But I think Vista Dome is a great place to save money because it's a 2-hour train ride. Once you arrive, you will go into a chaotic train station. And this is another logistical thing that I always warn people about when they try to do Machu Picchu on their own. 5,000 people visit Machu Picchu pretty much every day, especially in the high season, September being just the end of the high season. So you want to have assistance. And so here at the Machu Picchu train station, you will have porters to carry your bags. You will have your private guides to whisk you away. The porters will take your bags to the hotel and you will go right to the ruins. So you can leave all the crowds behind and head right to Machu Picchu and not worry about anything else. We take care of all of that. And I will discuss luggage with you closer to departure and how to pack and prepare and what you need to bring with you on your body to the ruins themselves. You will see one of the circuits of Machu Picchu. The Machu Picchu has been cut up into 6 different trails, 6 different circuits. So we always choose 2 different ones. And today we will visit the beautiful one. I usually start up at the top so you can see the views of Machu Picchu. And so if anyone has trouble walking, if anyone is not as excited about climbing around too much, this circuit is all about views, is all about beautiful view, beautiful sights of the ruins without really going up and down too much. So I think that is a really great introduction to the ruins, and you will be completely overwhelmed because it's an amazing sight. And this is why we spend the night at the ruins in a hotel in the village. I chose the Sumac Hotel. The reason we do that so that we can go back to the ruins the next morning. I want to say 70% of people only visit the ruins once, and that allows them to see the ruins. But if it's crowded, if it's overwhelming, if the trains are delayed, if anything happens, your main highlight of the trip is shortened. This is why 2 visits are really important. Also, this is the mouth of the Amazon jungle. This is a really cloud forest type of experience, and therefore there could be rain. So if it's foggy, rainy, really bad weather, then if you're only visiting one time, you might not have that beautiful view or beautiful photography. So visits twice is the way to go. So we have a night at the Sumac Hotel. This is a friend of mine owns this property. It is absolutely the best service in Machu Picchu. There's very limited hotels in Machu Picchu, and I can discuss different options with you, but the Sumac is great. It is right where the shuttle from the ruins drop you off in the village, so there's no walking involved. Machu Picchu village is all very hilly, so if anyone has trouble walking, this is the hotel to stay in because then you eliminate all those walks. And they have one of the best chefs in Peru. And what we will arrange for your group is a beautiful terrace, and they do a beautiful dinner there, multi-course, lots of magical things happening. So it's a great place to unwind and relax after hiking around the ruins. In the morning, when we wake up, we go back up on the shuttle, back up to the ruins. So only 500 people are allowed on those permits at 7 a.m. and then again at 10 a.m. So way less people, different skies. It's sunrise, so the colors are really beautiful. And then we have an opportunity to do another circuit for anyone who's just wanting to see the ruins one more time. And for anyone who wants to go climbing, that mountain here in the picture is called Huayna Picchu. You can go to the top of it. It's a really thrilling climb. And so we will give permits for whoever wants to go, and we'll have multiple guides taking you up and splitting the group up if needed. Then we go have lunch once again in the village and take the Vista Dome train back to Cusco. It actually goes to Ollantaytambo and then a car to Cusco. Don't worry about the logistics. I will handle all of that for you. And now we're in Cusco. Now we're in the highest part of your trip, the highest altitude, but you have been in high altitude for 72 hours now, fully acclimated. You can enjoy. I chose Palacio del Inca, a beautiful 5-star property. It used to be a palace, and now it is a hotel. It is stunning. Every room is different. There's courtyards, there's beautiful restaurants, there's bars, and it's smack in the middle of the city, so it's perfect for walking. So if you see, we have breakfast in Machu Picchu, lunch in Machu Picchu, but then I left dinner on your own because it's been a very long day, and maybe you want to have room service. Maybe you would just want to have a little snack in the bar and rest. That is up to you, but if you want dinner included, just let me know, we can add it. The next day, I'm going to let you sleep in a little because we've been waking up quite a few times early in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we're going to show you the best of Cusco. Usually, we like to start around noon or so. So you can have a leisurely breakfast, maybe relax in your room, and then see Cusco because it is one of the most beautiful colonial cities in South America. So you definitely don't want to miss it. There are beautiful ruins right outside. And trust me, you are not going to be ruined out yet because I made very specific and intentional choices on which ruins in Peru to show you so that it doesn't get overwhelming and that you have a nice balance here of city plus sites outside. So the ruins that we're going to go to is Sacsayhuaman. It is a massive fortress outside of the city. I put this picture just so you can see just an idea of how large the rocks are and how stunning it is for photography. So after our tour of Cusco, I will take you to the Pre-Columbian Archaeological Museum in Cusco. This is a tiny museum, but it's really special. They have some really beautiful artifacts inside. What we do and what we have permission to do is after the museum closes, we have access to the museum, And so you can have a tour with your guide of it, and you have some beautiful touring and special behind the scenes experiences. And then inside the museum itself is a glass dome like this. If it's a beautiful day, we set up the tables outside, and you have a tour of Peru via plate. It is one of the best dinners I've had in Peru, and we will do that for your group as well inside the museum and then take you back to your hotel afterwards. And then on day 8, we are heading out of the Inca territory and back to Lima. But before we do that, and before we prepare for the Amazon jungle, we're going to do one more thing in Cusco, which is a rooftop cooking class. We're doing this for a few reasons. One is so that you can go into the markets and see real life of Cusco and kind of explore it with a guide that way. But then you go to a rooftop kitchen that we have set up. It is a really professional kitchen. It is so much fun to put on aprons, be with a local chef, mix pisco sours and have fun on a rooftop, have a nice lunch there, and then fly back to Lima. So we're flying back to Lima because the next day we're going off to the Amazon jungle. So let me tell you a little bit about that. So in Lima, instead of heading right back into Miraflores, which is a 45-minute drive, we're just going to rest at the airport. The Wyndham Lima is connected right to the terminal. It's really well located, so you can wake up and literally walk back to your flight. So let's now talk about the Amazon. September 22nd is the start of the cruise, and you have to fly to Iquitos to catch the cruise. The Amazon jungle is spread between multiple countries, and in Peru itself, it is also spread into 2 different regions, Iquitos and Puerto Maldonado. The lodges are in Puerto Maldonado, and the cruises leave from Iquitos. So this is why we need to fly back to Lima. The flights to Iquitos only fly from Lima, so it's really important to be in Lima in the morning in order to catch that flight to Iquitos to get there by noon to get on the cruise. We can always have the cruise take off in the beginning of the trip. So arriving in Lima, have a little tour of Lima, do the cruise, and then go to Cusco. That is possible. But the Amazon jungle is a humid place. So everything that will be in your suitcase, everything that you will bring on the trip will get really muggy. So I always like to do the jungle last so that you can enjoy it and then fly home with all your possibly dirty clothes. And then you don't need much in the Amazon because you're going to be going out on these adventures. So that is the reason and the logistics behind why we put the cruise last. If we were going into a lodge, then it's much easier to add it earlier or later and fly from Cusco itself, and it would eliminate a night in the hotel in Lima Airport. All of those logistics aside, you're going to arrive in Iquitos. The cruise team will pick you up. I chose the Zafiro. The Zafiro is one of the luxury boats here in the Amazon in Peru. They have 20 cabins, so they allow 40 passengers. It sells out every time. They have a 3-night, a 4-night, and a 7-night cruise. This is a 3-night itinerary. So if we need to extend it, if we need to make it longer, please let me know and we can switch around and make the cruise longer. But I just wanted to show you what is possible. Most people will spend 3 nights in the Amazon, so this is right on par with majority of visitors. It gives you a nice intro to the jungle. It allows you to see wildlife, to go on some hikes, to see some local indigenous communities, see the river by day and by night. And so the cruise will have a proper itinerary. All the meals are on board. Everything you need will be on board to spoil you. Whole idea is to rough it on adventures and then come back and be spoiled on board. There's air conditioning, there's hot water, everything you need. There's a hot tub, there's beautiful meals served. And so I've included some first deck cruises, first deck cabins. There's 16 of them. So 8 of them have a beautiful panoramic wall like this, and 8 of them have a potential little balcony. So we will discuss this closer to departure, and we will discuss this when choosing rooming. Now, there are also some master suites as well, much larger, bigger balcony. So if anyone wants to upgrade, please let me know. But everything you need is on the cruise. And what to expect. There is a proper itinerary, but of course, it is the jungle, it's Mother Nature. So the boat will kind of choose what to do according to what's going on with weather, rain, and things like that. But you will go swimming, you will go fishing for piranhas, you will go at night hiking for caiman, not hiking, hunting, for caiman or crocodiles. You will see pink dolphins. They usually are very active in the morning and they come up to the cruise. It's really, really exciting to see them because they are like magical creatures here. You will go on hikes. There's some dry land and dry trails that you can go on. You will visit local communities. There are some hanging bridges. You will go on dugout canoes as well as the pingas, and always, always be looking for wildlife. So that is everything that's possible in even a 3-night cruise. I have been to the Amazon probably 12 times on different cruises, different lodges, different experiences. So I am here to answer all of your questions, but it is very, very easy and enjoyable to do it in Peru because it is such a luxury. Now, I'm sending this itinerary to you on September 25th, which is day 11. You're going to do your last excursion in the morning, then fly to Lima, and then fly home. Most flights to the United States leave in the evening, so it matches really well from the flight from Iquitos. But if you have a morning flight home, then most likely you will need to add a night at the airport hotel and fly home the next morning. This is the trip, and I'm sure you have lots of questions and lots of feedback for me. I hope you enjoyed listening up to me about chatting about Peru. I love this part of the world, and I'm here to help make this trip perfect and make it your own. Thanks so much, and happy travels.